Good morning, everyone. It's currently 4:43 in the morning, which means I am less than 3 hours away from having top surgery. The hospital gave me this special cleaner to use last night after my shower and again this morning, so I get to go to that, and I will see y'all in a minute. It is the day after my top surgery. I wanted to do a brief update since I didn't feel much before surgery. I think I woke up about 4:30 in the morning because I had to be at the hospital at 6:15 because my surgery was going to be at 7:30 and they needed me to get there early to check in. There was a lot that happened after surgery, so I didn't film anything yesterday. This is the first thing I filmed since my surgery. In short, I had a hard time picking up my prescription from the pharmacy, and there was a lot of driving back and forth. And then, once I finally got that settled, I also had some friends come and visit me at the hotel we stayed at. It was so nice being able to see them after surgery. By the time they left to go back home, and I was able to actually pick up my medicine, my adrenaline had worn off, as well as the medicine that I had at the hospital. So I was very sore, in a little bit of pain, and I ended up eating, then taking my medicine, and got very drowsy, a bit dizzy, and went to sleep. It was great though, because I had to wake up at 6:30 this morning to have my post-op appointment with the surgeon. Essentially, they sat me up on the table, they helped me unbutton my shirt, and the nurse and surgeon removed my binder, and I was able to see my chest for the first time. I didn't get a great look at it because, one, I was wearing a mask over my face and that blocked a good portion of my vision anyway, and then I was really just looking straight down because I was laying on the table. I also didn't feel comfortable getting pictures and stuff because it was a pretty quick appointment. This evening, my sister helped me undo my binder to check my gauze, make sure everything was good, and she took some pictures for me, so I was able to not only see my chest in the mirror for the first time, but also get a picture of it as well. It was incredible, and to be honest, I had kind of prepared myself for it to be a lot more gross than it was. I don't think I'm very swollen right now, but my chest is very bruised. The thing that I'm most happy about in recovery so far is the fact that my surgeon doesn't use drains. He actually uses a special compression binder on your chest to keep fluid from building up so that you don't have to do drains. After waking up from surgery, I was kind of on an adrenaline high. I was very happy and I felt very rested. I was moving a bit more than most people probably expected me to, and more than I expected myself to. And in the process of all that, I moved my arms a bit because the binder was kind of irritating under my arms. What I didn't realize is that some of the incisions kind of went up a little bit farther than I anticipated, and once I realized that, I got kind of paranoid about moving my arms too much, so I kind of stayed very still. In my appointment this morning, I mentioned that to the surgeon, saying I'm a little scared because I was moving my arms probably a bit more than I needed to, and he was like, no, that's actually good. And he showed me an exercise that I can do so that you can get your arms moving. If you don't move your arms, you can end up getting very stiff, and it can make it harder to recover in the long run. I've been doing that, and currently my arms, I don't know if you can see on video, it's about shoulder length, with my upper arm is about shoulder length. I'm making progress, and I've been really good about taking my medicine when I need to. My sister has been so wonderful through all of this. She's been taking care of me and making sure I take it easy, rest myself, stay hydrated, all that good stuff. She made me supper tonight, and it was so good. And it's nice to have a home-cooked meal. Currently, I'm about midway through my medication dose, so I'm not really in any pain, or I'm not even really sore at the moment, or I can't really feel that I'm sore. I've gotten really good about 2 hours to an hour and a half before my medication fully wears off. I start to feel pressure first, or a little bit of tension, and then the pain starts to hit, and I'm like, yeah, it's almost time for my medicine. I'm gonna catch up on some content that I've missed and probably get some sleep. I will update y'all as things progress. I'm currently 4 days post-op, and I wanted to talk a little bit about my recovery so far. I've been able to do most things by myself while taking it easy. Mainly, I've been catching up on shows and playing a lot of Animal Crossing. The new Animal Crossing update where you can start swimming in the ocean has been a big help of keeping me entertained. As far as my chest goes, I've had minimal bleeding. My first day post-op, when I had my morning appointment and they opened up the binder, let me see my chest for the first time, and changed the gauze on the inside, there was 2 tiny spots of bleeding on that gauze that first day. I haven't noticed any bleeding since. However, I do have quite a bit of bruising. I've noticed on my left side of my chest, coming up even above the binder, it's bruised really bad. Underneath the binder, as well as under my left side, has been quite a bit of bruising. And then on my right side, just a bit right of where my nipple is, there's been a lot more new bruising. Besides that, I think there's only been minimal swelling and not too much pain that I can recall. There have been some new sensations that I wasn't quite prepared for. First thing, I want to talk about something that I haven't experienced yet, and hopefully by this point I won't, and if I do, I'll still be more prepared to handle it. Doing my research before, I learned that sometimes people go into a post-op depression. I tried to mentally prepare myself as best as I could before surgery in case I did have a post-op depression, but thankfully I haven't had that. And that is also something that I've heard, is the more you kind of prepare yourself ahead of time for it, the less likely it actually is to happen. So just be prepared for that, but don't stress yourself too much over it either. I think this started either really early yesterday or 2 days ago. Whenever I would get cold, and you know how like you get chills on your arm, that started happening. And every time I would start to get cold, I could like literally feel the sensation across my chest, especially like where the incisions are. I could kind of like feel it. It was really weird, but it wasn't painful. Whenever I go to take off the binder to change the dressing inside, as you take off the binder, you can feel the fluid inside change, and you can feel like the pressure difference. And the same thing when putting it back on, you can start to feel it like readjust. Again, for me, it wasn't really painful per se. It's just a really weird sensation after never feeling that before. The last thing I've noticed, which I know this is kind of early on, it's not been really severe or painful right now. However, I know that can change as time goes on and as it starts to heal more. Occasionally, I will feel like wince of pain along either like the incisions, either around my nipples or just like in general in my chest, from where either the nerve endings were like split or where they were just numb from before and are starting to like wake up or reconnect. It has been a little bit painful, but thankfully for me so far, it only lasts in short amounts of time. I am aware that as my chest starts to heal and as time goes on and as the nerves reconnect, it will be more severe. It will like probably be more painful. But for now, it's only been in like small bursts. As far as my arm movement goes, I can comfortably raise my arms about here without really like stretching. I don't want to put too much strain on my chest, but this is about where my arms are at. I think the worst problem that I have currently is my lower back. Sometimes I have a hard time finding a position that's comfortable for both my chest and my back. I've ended up going for making my chest more comfortable and whatever's safer for my chest than my back. Depending on how I'm able and how I'm feeling, I might go to a chiropractor after my chest is healed up enough to kind of help, because I've already had back problems before this and I've been really prioritizing my chest, so I might go see a chiropractor and maybe that'll help in the long run. Lastly, the thing that has helped me the most throughout all of this is my wonderful friends and family that have supported me through everything. Actually, just today I got a letter in the mail from my work family. Hearing everybody's kind words and support through all of this has made it so much easier. Since I'm having to keep to myself a lot of the time right now, being able to keep in touch with people through social media has helped a ton. So thank you all for reaching out to me. I'll be back with another update soon. Peace.